Hello, everyone who's watching. Today, I guess I wanted to make a bit of a different kind of a video. And today, I will be watching the Arnold Schwarzenegger's speech that broke the internet. And I will be making some points about it. I guess the overall goal here is to tell you that the motivational videos they don't really work, and I will tell you why. That video is actually, it has a lot of views, and it's named as the speech that broke the internet, but it didn't really break anything. And well, let's just have a look, and I'll tell you what I think.
Work your ass off. There is no magic pill. It drives me crazy to go to the gym. You read 1 hour a day. I went and worked out 5 hours a day, and I was working on construction with 24 hours a day. Organize your day. Work hard.
Now you listened to what he said, right? How many of you are now motivated to do exactly what he just said? Organize your day, work 16 hours a day, do this, do that, do this. I mean, are you motivated?
I'm here to talk about success. I went and worked out 5 hours a day, and I was working on construction. Because in those days in bodybuilding, there was no money. I didn't have the money for food supplements or anything. So I had to go to work. So I worked in construction. I went to college. I worked out in the gym, and at night from 8 o'clock at night to 12 midnight, I went to acting class 4 times a week. So I did all of that. There was not one single minute that I wasted. And this is why I'm standing here today. With the age of 20, I went to London and I won the Mr. Universe contest as the youngest Mr. Universe ever. And it was because I had a goal. You see, if you don't have a vision of where you go, and if you don't have a goal where you go, you drift around and you never end up anywhere. 74% hate their job in America. The majority of people don't like what they're doing because they're really not doing it because they didn't have a goal and they followed this goal. They just aimlessly drift around, and then all of a sudden there's a job opening, so they...
I don't think really it's because people don't have a goal. I think it also has to do a lot with either a person, if he has self-respect and self-esteem. Because if a person doesn't value himself, he doesn't even think that he can achieve that goal that he might have.
get that job because you have to work. But then when you work, it's a chore. It's work. It's not fun. So if you think about, only a quarter of the people really enjoy what they're doing in life. So people always ask me, when they saw me in the gym in the pumping iron days, they say, why is it that you're working out so hard? 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day, and you have always a smile on your face. The others are working out just as hard as you do, and they look sour in the face. Why is that? And I told people all the time, I said, because to me, I'm shooting for a goal. In front of me is the Mr. Universe title. So every rep that I do gets me closer to accomplishing that goal, to make this goal, this vision turn into reality. Every single set that I do, every repetition, every weight that I lift will get me a step closer to turn this goal into reality. So I couldn't wait to do another 500-pound squat. I couldn't wait to do another 500-pound bench press. I couldn't wait to do another 2,000 reps of sit-ups. I couldn't wait for the next exercise. So let me tell you something, visualizing your goal and going after it makes it fun. You got to have a purpose no matter what you do in life.
You see, this might be a little bit off topic, but success is not really for everybody. We can only measure success if there's people who are unsuccessful. And from the ratio, I think you can see that there will always be way less successful people. It's just how it is. And it's easy for people like him to talk, like it's easy for people like him to talk, work your ass off and doing this and that, but there's also quite a lot of luck that goes into it. And how many people you think that listened to the speech and now they think they can achieve the same things as he did? Or even how many are going to achieve the things that he did? And the ones that will, they definitely won't do it because of this speech, They didn't need to listen to it.
You got to have a purpose. And Muhammad Ali worked his butt off. And I saw it firsthand. And I remember that there was a sports writer that was there in the gym and he was working out and he was doing sit-ups. And they asked him, how many sit-ups do you do? And he said, I don't start counting until it hurts. Now think about that. He doesn't start counting his sit-ups until he feels pain. That's when he starts counting. That is working hard. And so you can't get around the hard work. It doesn't matter who it is. Work your ass off. There is no magic pill. There is no magic out there. You cannot get around. You have to work and work and work. Make sure of this and make sure of that and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's also another thing. Life is not fair, and some people actually can work way less and achieve the same things as other successful people who worked really hard. So, you can't really speak it from only one point of view.
So it's work. And it drives me crazy when people say they don't have enough time to go to the gym for 45 minutes a day and work out. Or to do something for 45 minutes to an hour a day to improve. If it is physically improve or if it is mentally to improve. Imagine you read 1 hour a day about history. How much you will learn after 365 hours in 1 year. Think about if you study about the history of musicians, of composers, how much you would know. Imagine if you would work on a business, on some business that you want to develop every day for an hour. Imagine how further along you will go and get. So it drives me nuts because when people say we don't have the time, we have 24 hours a day.
Yeah, that's just an excuse our brains make, We definitely have a lot of time to do a lot of things in life. But the thing is that our brains are really lazy and they love to save energy. So, and you have to be like a special specimen like Arnold was and still is to push through your blockers, your excuses, your everything to actually do a lot of hard things, which he did. But a lot of people cannot do that. That's the thing.
We sleep 6 hours a day, so that gives you still 18 hours. Now there's someone shaking their head out here in front. They say probably, I don't sleep 6 hours, I sleep 8 hours, right? Or just sleep faster. So we have 18 hours a day. The average person works around 8 to 10 hours. So let's assume it's 10 hours, so we have 8 hours left. Then you travel around an hour a day, maybe 2 hours a day. So now you have still 6 hours left. So what do you do with these 6 hours? What do you do with these 6 hours? Then we eat a little bit, maybe schmooze a little bit, talk a little bit to people and all that stuff. But you can see how much time there is available if you organize your day. So you got to work hard. I hate plan B. And I tell you why. Because we have so many doubters, as I've said earlier, the no-sayers. We have so many of those people that say no and you can't do it, it's impossible. That is okay because we just turn off, as I said earlier, and we listen and we hear the no being a yes. You can't do it, you can't do it, and all of that. So that is possible to do that amongst all the negative people around you. But when you start doubting yourself, that's very dangerous. Because now what you're basically saying is that if my plan doesn't work, I have a fallback plan, I have a plan B. And that means that you start thinking about plan B, and every thought that you put into plan B, you're taking away now that thought and that energy from plan A. And it's very important to understand that we function better if there is no safety net, because plan B becomes a safety net. It says that if I fail, then I fall and I get picked up and I have something else there that will protect me. And that's not good, because people perform better when there's no safety net. People perform better in sports and everything else if you don't have a plan B. I'm telling you, I've never ever had a plan B. I made a full commitment that I'm gonna go and be a bodybuilding champion. I made a full commitment that I'm gonna be in America. I made a full commitment that I'm gonna get in the show business and I'm going to be a leading man. No matter what it takes, I will do the work. I will do the work over and over and over until I get it. And the same was in politics.
Yeah, well, that's just the kind of mentality that a lot of people don't have. And as I said, successful people, unsuccessful people. And that's why there will always be way more unsuccessful people. Is that, everything he's saying here, everything's fine and it's good advice, but a lot of people will just gloss over it and don't do anything with it. And they will just go back to their regular lives that they're living.
Everything like that. So to me, it is very dangerous to have a plan B, because you're cutting yourself off from the chance of really succeeding. And the reason, one of the main reasons why people want to have a plan B is because they are worried about failing. What is if I fail, then I don't have anything else? Well, let me tell you something. Don't be afraid of failing, because there's nothing wrong with failing. You have to fail in order to climb that ladder. There's no one that doesn't fail. Michael Jordan said in one of his interviews, when they said, "You're unbelievable, you're the greatest basketball player of all times. I mean, tell me about that." And he says, "Well, you're just mentioning the successes." But he says, "For me to become the greatest basketball player, I missed 9,000 shots when I was playing basketball at the NBA games." So during these games that he was so successful, he missed 9,000 shots. Does it make him a failure? No. He's one of the greatest basketball players of all times, but he failed 9,000 times. Do you get it? We all fail. It's okay. What is not okay is that when you fail, you stay down. Whoever stays down is a loser. And winners will fail and get up. Fail and get up. Fail and get up. You always get up. That is a winner.
Yeah, but like, as I said, not everybody is a winner. And not everybody is destined to be a winner. A few people actually are. And I mean, that's just life.
That is a winner. I failed in bodybuilding. I lost bodybuilding competitions. I lost powerlifting competitions. I lost weightlifting competitions. I had movies that went in the toilet and that were terrible and got the worst reviews. And in politics, I remember I had many of the initiatives on the ballot and we lost. My approval rating in California went down to 28%. And then it went back up again and they won again the governorship. Hey, we all lose. We all have losses. This is okay. And this is why I say don't be worried about losing, because when you're afraid of losing, then you get frozen. You get stiff. You're not relaxed. You got to be, in order to perform well in anything, if it's in boxing or if it is on your job or with your thinking, is only happening when you relax. So relax. It's okay to fail. Let's just go all out and give it everything that you got. That's what it is all about. So don't be afraid to fail.
Yeah, again, don't be afraid to fail, but you know, how easy it is to say it and how actually hard it is to do it. Now, for him, it actually meant that he cannot fail and he will not fail. And he, well, as he said, he failed, but he wasn't a failure. But he wasn't afraid to fail. And a lot of people are. And it's just something that's really hard to overcome. But anyway, I think you get the idea that speeches like his are really great. Like, the message is awesome. But, you know, hundreds of millions of people have watched it, and how many do you think were really inspired by all the words that they started to go to the gym 5 hours a day, go to college, go to acting class, and do all the things that he did? Probably one or two out of 100 million, right? So, yeah. Success is not for everybody. That's just harsh reality of life. And if it is meant for you, then you'll find it. And if it isn't, well, you can worry all you want, but that won't change. The only thing you can change is what you do with it. And you can prove me, yourself, or the world, you can prove wrong. And you can become successful. But anyway, that's all I wanted to tell you. And yeah, thank you for watching.